This is Rebecca's research video. I am stressed out by the continued prevalence of climate change denial, especially by those in power. We are seeing the effects now from major droughts to sea level rise to massive flooding, and it's going to disproportionately affect the poor and underserved. Climate science is legitimate. During an interview about climate change, popular astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson said, "The good thing about science is that it's true whether or not you believe in it, but we need our policymakers to believe in it." I'd like to tap into my background of animal behavior and training, particularly positive reinforcement. You're probably most familiar with it with training your dog, giving her a treat for sitting when you prompt her to. The idea is to add a stimulus or a reward to increase the frequency of a behavior. Reward positive behaviors. I'd like to give an example of what that might look like in the context of environmental sustainability. In my home state of Maryland, we have the beautiful Chesapeake Bay. It is the victim of storm and agricultural runoff which threatens the health of the bay. The state of Maryland has this idea to build retention ponds, which will slow the flow of water while filtering it. Seems like a good idea. To pay for it, Maryland enacted a fee based on how much hardscape your property has, like roads, roofs, sidewalks, driveways, and parking lots. It was extremely unpopular and dubbed the rain tax. This was the governor at the time, Martin O'Malley. You might remember him as running for the Democratic Party presidential nominee for all of 10 minutes. What I would have done instead is give a tax break to people who already have appropriate landscaping and to those who chose to make rain gardens. Constructing it, as such, prevents runoff and allows the ground and plants to filter the water. So one potential research question I have is, can positive reinforcement be successful in encouraging sustainable policies and lifestyle choices? One of my favorite public faces for advocating for climate change legitimacy is Bill Nye, the Science Guy. I'm sure more than one of us has grown up watching his show. While it might be true that climate deniers suffer psychological delusions, to use such language only alienates deniers. I have taken 2 worldviews in sustainability courses and am very curious about what resonates with each type of worldview. Some worldview categories are traditional, modern, postmodern, and integrative. Another way to conceptualize worldviews is with a color spectrum. For example, red represents the egocentric worldview, which values gratification, glitz, conquest, action, is impulsive, lives for now. Sound like anyone we've heard of? Many of us probably fall into the consensus worldview represented by green. They value egalitarian, feelings, sharing, caring, and community. So another potential research question could be, how can our message of sustainability be adapted to various worldviews to make us more effective communicators? Going down the rabbit hole of sources, I've come across Thomas Hobbes, an early English Enlightenment thinker. He lived in the 1600s during England's Civil War. To give you some context for his writings, in 1651 he wrote The Leviathan, in which he says people are naturally selfish and greedy. He argues that we need a strong, powerful government to prevent chaos. Based on this, there's this idea that's been thrown around called Hobbesian benevolent autocracy, where one person rules compassionately for the good of society. But I feel this dances dangerously close to dictatorship, which never ends well. It got me wondering, is there now, or has there ever been, a society that has put the greater good, sustainability perhaps, above selfish desires? And can we balance personal freedoms and greater social and ecological responsibility? But I fear that might lead me down a dark road. So I try to stay happy and keep laughing. Thank you.